Fellas, I do not understand why WWE can't get AEW off of their brains. I don't even really watch NXT, but there was a clip on Twitter that showed Cody Rhodes walking up to these three guys who were in NXT. Who did we have? Ty Dillinger, or Sean Spears, whatever you want to call him now. Who was the second jobber, Brian? Ethan Page, and not Brian Kendrick. What's the other guy's name?
Lexus King,
Brian
man.
Pillman,
Lexus
Lexus King,
King. Yeah.
whatever you want to call him. Was this a smart move, and what is the idea of WWE keep bringing up AEW? For what reason? Like, what are we doing here? I
Okay,
mean,
brother.
before we get into it, when they debuted Ethan Page, they were like, wait a minute, he's from AE, hold up. Like, what's the point in all of this, Brian? Because you always complain when AEW mentions WWE. So is it okay that WWE is doing this, or should they just leave them alone?
Didn't 2 weeks ago MJF dropped Vince
I said, is it okay when WWE does it?
No, brother.
Because we know how you feel when
You
AEW
switch
does
the
it.
narrative all the time, bro. So my point is,
Mine is the same. I love when both of them take
nah,
shots at
and
each other.
I don't mind them taking shots, and I think this was a more subtle one more than anything, in my opinion. But you can't sit here and say WWE needs to focus on their own product. MJF just mentioned Vince McMahon 2 weeks ago, and then the week after mentioned Cody Rhodes on
But he
live
didn't
TV.
He's not taking shots at them, though. He's living in a
Yes, he
real
is.
universe.
He's
living in a real universe.
said-
He said, you guys need a Vince McMahon to make you. That's a compliment. Like, Vince McMahon made you guys stars. I don't need that. I can do this myself.
Brother, that he's still out here name dropping. You still doing it for a cheap pop. So it's the same thing.
And you're right. I don't like when MJF goes for the cheap pops. I don't think he needs to do that. So I agree.
I
with
don't
you.
think so neither. I think he's great at
Yes,
what
sir.
he does without the cheap pops. Now, this right here, this was very subtle, but it's still a shot. And I'm not gonna sit here and it's subtle though. Like a lot of people that don't know about these, because you gotta remember these names that Cody just did this with, they weren't like super huge names in AEW. So
why do it?
There might be people that don't know him. Bro, what you mean? Bro, they take shots at Cody's story all the time. Like,
But Cody is Cody. I mean, if you see a big dog, you want to grab the big apple off of the tree.
Yeah,
but why would you take 4 seeds, not even apples, and do this? Like, we got all the AEW guys over here. Like, there's no stars in this lineup you got right now.
and that's why I think
Ethan Page came out, no pop.
And that's why
Shouts out to
that's
Roman
why I
Reigns.
think it was more subtle than anything, bro. Honestly speaking, because you got.
Well,
you
was
got,
it subtle when
you
he
got
said,
three-
"Wait a minute, he's an AE"?
Oh,
Like,
I
you
mean
know
that
he's not signed
I
to
don't
AEW
even.
no more.
I'll be honest. I haven't even seen that. I'll be very honest. You got to show me after the video's over.
You didn't
I
see
haven't
Ethan
seen it.
Page debut?
I watched like some of the promo, but I didn't watch it like when it all. I didn't watch the full thing, so I did not
Who's the
watch that
guy?
part. So I can't really speak on it. I'm sure that it would still tick me off, but that I really didn't see that part.
Okay, as long as you say it would tick you off. But whoever the guy is on commentary with Booker T, when Ethan Page came out, they was like, "Who is that? Wait, that's Ethan Page. Isn't he an AE?" And then Booker T said, "Whoa, hey." Like, what are you doing? You know this guy is not signed to AEW, so why are you saying this?
Nah, yeah, I definitely agree with you. I just, like I said, I think it was more subtle than anything. I don't really mind this shot that much. I've seen worse. That's my thing. I've seen worse.
Well,
From both
I like
sides,
all the
too.
smoke.
Yeah,
I
like-
love when
like,
they
to
take
me,
shots at
it's
each other,
like-
but
This has opened up a conversation in the IWC that is like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? People are like, why are people not, like, to me, like, the reason why, and I told you in the chat, I'm like, bro, I mean, AEW should go on ahead and take a shot. Like, take a shot back. It's whatever. But like I said, I've seen worse before. So this to me is like, bro, it's like whatever. Like I seen Will Ospreay go and shoot directly on Triple H on live AEW
and
television.
that's why I wanted to have
that's
this
why-
conversation.
So that's
because
what I'm
you
saying,
hate
bro.
it.
It don't it like
You're like, why
that's the-
waste your TV time doing this? Okay, well, why is
Bro.
WWE doing it?
Yeah, but I mean, bro, that brother wasted a whole promo, bro. You can't compare.
This was a whole
You-
segment.
This was like maybe not even a minute. Like,
No, it
I
wasn't
think this
even
was
minute.
a
Will
Cody
Ospreay
Rhodes
just shot
ego
his
thing,
shot.
man.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes just likes to be, I'm the cool guy. How do you do,
Yeah.
fellow kids? I
'Cause
understand
'cause
you.
based
Bullet
on-
Club, heh.
Yeah, like that whole thing on Busted Open, I think he addressed it. He ain't like what Tony Storm did at that press conference. And I never thought that I'd see Cody taking somewhat shots because I don't think he's really done it. This might be the first legit one where I'm like, Cody just did that. And I think he's kind of just, all right, they're throwing subtle shots at me. I'm going to throw some shots back. And that's what it is. I think it's friendly shots because at the end of the day, he still has a close relationship with the Young Bucks. So I don't think it was nothing malicious. I just think it's him just feeding into it.
Yeah, but MJF, like, he's a friend of Cody Rhodes, so he's not really taking shots at him when he says, I beat the top dogs in the game, and naming Cody Rhodes as one of them. He didn't name CM Punk, so that shows they're trying to keep him,
Yeah.
keep him over there.
Yeah, I mean,
But
that's
I
the
mean,
best
I
thing
don't
you
think
can
that
do.
was a shot. He's kind of bigging Cody Rhodes up in that case. But I mean, MJF does that a lot by bringing up WWE names to get that pop.
Yeah.
But I wanted to really have this conversation to ask y'all, do y'all think these guys will ever thrive or survive in WWE?
But hold on, get Kiro's opinion on this though first.
Oh, Kiddo, yeah. I'm sorry, Brian just, he
Yeah, it
rattles my
gets heated
bell
up,
so
man.
much.
Look, I think I give it a little bit just a minute ago. It's just Cody's ego. I think that's completely his idea of doing this. It's like, guys, get together, let's do this. And one of my friends also said like the only reason Cody went to NXT is so he could go ahead and wear his suit, because he didn't get to wear his suit on Raw. He had a track suit. He just loves wearing that suit, man, looking like a politician. And thankfully he had his title too, because the whole time on Raw backstage he was just like pacing without the title. What are you doing, brother? You're the main champion. Also, this was creepy. You have your mask that is virus written. You know what I mean? Disgusting mask.
This
Giving
was
it to
one
a
of the-
lady.
This was a cool segment though, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This was a nice
Yeah.
callback. To those who followed Cody and watched back then, this was a cool callback.
I know. This is a kind of cool, edgy, historical stuff you can do. The AEW stuff, it just comes off as cheap because Lion does not consider, or whatever, concern themselves with the sheep. But
Yeah.
Cody and some people in AEW and some people in WWE just like to do that a lot. And whatever, man, have your fun. What can I say? But you got to concentrate on your I Quit match with AJ Styles, or your feud in general, your championship reign in general, because you're not cooking, man. That's what you should be focusing on. As far as these guys being successful in the WWE, I feel like Ethan Page has a chance. With the main roster being the way it is on Raw, I feel like he has a high ceiling on Raw. He can be your transitional World Heavyweight Champion. I honestly feel that, because I think he has the skill set. He needs to get his look better a little bit more. He needs to, you know what I mean, basically look a bit more muscular, but more well put together. But I think he's up there as far as the age goes. But still, if he does that, I see an easy, just a short championship reign, a transitional one. I honestly do. Lexus King, he's very hit or miss. That man, I don't know.
That man has godly facial hair, I just got to say.
That's true. That's true. And there's the other
Straight
one.
from the heavens.
The
The other one,
Ethan Page, Lexus King,
Oh,
and
Shawn
Shawn Spears.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he's basically, before he went away from the WWE, he was a good hand. He went to AEW. He was a good hand, and he's in the WWE again. He's a good hand, and that's it for him.
He's Baron Corbin 2.0, in my opinion.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like
I thought he was good when he was Ty Dillinger, though.
He's still good.
I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm more saying like, Baron Corbin is close to 40. He was just in NXT, trying to do a new gimmick. That's what I feel like Shawn Spears is doing. I still find it kind of interesting, but I don't know what they're gonna do with him at this point. I mean, he just beat one of NXT's youngest talents in Javon Evans, who's very, very talented. So I don't know what.
I think they should push him.
I think so too.
I think they should. Yeah.
I think he could.
Yeah.
I think he got potential in a quick NXT championship reign, and then you bring him up to the main roster and let him do whatever he gonna do.
Man, I think he's cooked. How old is he? I think he's like 43 or something.
I don't know.
That's just a guess off the top of my head, but I think he's an older guy because he's been with WWE for a long time. As Ty Dillinger left, and now he's back, but he didn't do good on the main roster last time. But again, that was in Vince McMahon era.
He is
43 exact.
43. Wow. But
Him and Finn Balor are the same age, bro. I guess it just didn't work out for him, man.
It's swim now or forever.
Nah, just let him do his thing in NXT and help young talent. Then at this,
yeah,
point.
I think that's going to be.
I don't even see the point of him going to the main roster. There's no spot. He'll probably just get lost in the shuffle up there,
right?
With his gimmick,
yeah.
Like it's just not going nowhere.
Right, but Ethan Page, kiddo, World Heavyweight Championship, that is very interesting.
Come
when
on,
I saw
man.
him come into AEW, I was like, I never saw TNA. Like, I don't watch that stuff. So when he came in, I was like, oh, okay, this guy's a star. I like his charisma and everything. But when he was working with Scorpio Sky and like the UFC guys, he just came off as goofy. Like he had the Hawaiian shirts on, like The Rock and stuff, but he was coming off as goofy and cutting those wrestler promos. I was like, maybe this guy doesn't have it. And apparently, like Tony Khan saw the same thing because they pretty much just pulled all the way back on him. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what he can do in NXT. I think he does have like the star potential just based on his look. But I don't know about World Heavyweight Champion. He
The
may
fact
be
that
Intercontinental and getting to that point where he almost gets it.
the fact that they hired him though shows me a lot because he's not exactly a spry chicken. He's not a young man, and like the way he was presented, the way he presented himself during the short stint with Trick Williams, just like a couple of segments, couple of vignettes, then the match itself, it impressed me enough. Like he was actually serious because I have the same opinion as you do. In AEW, he wasn't that fire, but in AEW, is again just in one match in NXT, I thought it was just pretty good, man. I think it was pretty awesome. He's just basically main roster ready. He has the experience, anyways. So I think they should definitely pull the trigger on him, use him because he's old, and then get somebody to pin him. There you go, make a name.
Yeah. So Lexus King is the last one I want to talk about, and I think that guy. I think if he figures it out, he can get up there because I think he has a great look. The lineage with Brian Pillman, I mean, he just really has to figure everything out. And I think he can be a top player. I think they had to see something in him to bring him in because in AEW, he wasn't doing nothing. What were they, the varsity blondes or high school blondes or whatever they were? Star in that group turned out to be Julia Hart. And I think WWE did rehab him. So I'm not going to count him all the way out. I think out of all of these three guys, maybe he has the most potential if he finds it inside, but I don't know if he will. But I will say this, from NXT, Trick Williams is definitely going to be one of those guys.
And man, look, we already have a very tiny Raw roster. When you look at it right now, we just have like Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Breaker. That's basically NXT 2.0, but on Raw. So we need all the people we can get. And he's a young one, Brian Pillman Jr. He's a young one, so he has time, and I really do think he might also go far. But like you said, he needs to figure a couple of stuff out.
Gotta figure it out.